Sorry for the sudden message. Are you Dahlia? I'm Samantha, Henry's sister. Nice to meet you. Hi! Nice to meet you. I'm Dahlia. I'm surprised. Did you get my number from Henry? Yes. I was hoping to contact you directly if possible. Again, sorry for texting out of the blue. I just want to apologize for not being able to make it to the pre-wedding family meeting today. Never mind about that. You were working, weren't you? It couldn't be helped. The meeting went without a hitch, so please don't worry. My parents won't get a bad image of you just because you weren't at a meeting. It was a sudden matter, and I'm sorry that I had to make such a difficult request to your parents too. Please don't worry about it. After all, it's a shotgun marriage. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Congratulations again. I wish you happiness. Thank you. That's very kind of you. As for the pregnancy, I will discuss it with Henry, and we decided to keep it as a secret for a while. That must be tough with the wedding celebration coming up. I know you must be busy with everything, so please don't overdo it. Your health is the top priority. You're right. It's a lot of work. I knew it would be, but I'll turn 29 this year, so I really wanted to get married within this year. You're the same age as my younger brother. Maybe it's because I've only seen your picture, but I thought you were much younger. Thank you! Everyone says that I look younger than my age. Maybe it's because I have a baby face. But I'm surprisingly a reliable person. Henry seems to think I'm unreliable. You're going to have a nephew or niece. Please look forward to it. Please take good care of the baby and me too. Of course. I'm finally going to be an aunt. I will help you in any way I can, so just let me know. Thank you very much. I'm afraid you won't be able to give birth anymore. That's why my child will be the only grandchild for your parents. So I'm sure all of them will adore the baby, and I'm grateful for that. Well, you're right. I'm already over 40 years old, so many things are difficult now. I'd like to take care of your child since I'm the aunt. Thank you. I heard that you are a career woman. I envy you a lot. You graduated from high school and changed jobs a lot, but somehow you have got the trust of your peers. Henry told me that you are working hard in leading your team. Did my brother tell you about that? I'm not working for a big company now, but I'm doing my best. We don't have enough employees to cover the workload, so I often have to travel from place to place for work. I find the job is very rewarding anyway. I'll make sure I can attend your wedding. Seems that you're a hard-working woman, but if you're busy, there's no need to push yourself. Henry and I will be discussing about the wedding from now on. Even if you can't attend, we'll manage somehow. It's my younger brother's wedding, so I want to be there since I'm his sister. I'll be happy to attend. I think my first meeting with you will be on the wedding day. Well then, please give my best wishes to your parents. Sure thing! See ya! I heard that there was a meeting at a certain restaurant for my brother's wedding. For some reason, I was also invited, but I was away from New York on business and could not attend the meeting. I wanted to at least say a word of apology, so I asked my brother to give me Dahlia's contact information and contacted her. To be honest, Dahlia isn't the type of person I want to get along with. Hello, Samantha. I'm sorry to bother you at work. I just wanted to let you know about something important. Hello, Dahlia. I heard that you're busy preparing for the wedding. Are you all right? Please don't push yourself too hard. Thank you for your concern. I'm totally in good health. I'm going to a bridal aesthetic salon right now so that I can wear my wedding dress as beautifully as possible. My skin is smooth and I can feel that I'm in my best condition now. A bride has to look beautiful at her wedding. Taking care of your skin is important, but please don't forget about your baby. Yes, you're right. Anyway, everything's going to be fine. The baby is supporting me and I'm sure of that. What a sweet baby. By the way, you said that you were going to tell me something important, right? Yes, actually, there's been a change of venue for the wedding. That's why I wanted to let you know about that. Are you sure that you need to change the venue? The wedding is coming up soon, isn't it? I didn't know if that's even possible. It's a sudden change, so we're contacting the people we've invited in order. Lucky us that only the venue has changed, not the wedding day or some other complicated things. I know it sounds stupid, but it seems the venue was double booked. It was an emergency, so we had no choice. Seriously? That must be tough. Are you all right? Is there anything I can do to help you? I'm fine. Everyone has been informed about the venue change. I'm sorry it took me so long to inform you. Nothing has changed except the venue. No worries. Only the venue has changed anyway. It's a wedding between my brother and the person who will be my sister-in-law. I'm really looking forward to it. After all, it's the first time for me to attend the wedding of a family member. Is this your first time attending a wedding? At your age? I think it's strange that you've never been invited to anyone's wedding. Well, I've been invited to wedding parties of friends and colleagues, of course, but this is the first time for me to attend a family's wedding. Oh, I see. I was surprised when I heard that you've never attended a wedding before. I thought your friends were all the same type with you. What do you mean by that? If they started working right after they graduated from high school, I'm sure that their salary is not that high, and it's not good to expect too much. It's best to be happy with what you can afford. How rude of you. Please don't talk like that. Most of my friends are living a happy life with their family. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, so everyone did the best they could. That's right. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, so Henry did his best. We'll get married at the hotel of my dream, wearing the beautiful dress I adore, and have the makeup artist I admire to get me prepared. Isn't it amazing? It's what every girl dreamed when they were little. Yes, I know. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, isn't it? A wonderful moment in life. And it should have cost a lot of money. But thanks to Henry's connections, we were able to get it for a very reasonable price. I'm glad that I've chosen Henry as my husband. I'm sure that our wedding will be more unforgettable than anyone else's. I'm so excited. I can see how excited you are. There were a lot of people who wanted to come, but we were very selective about who we invited. The photographer is also a professional, so it would be a pity to invite too many unattractive people. When the wedding photo album is finished, I will give you a copy as a commemorative gift. You are my sister-in-law after all. Thank you. That's very nice of you. I look forward to receiving it. I'm sorry for troubling you, but can you send me the exact venue and directions, since it's different from the one written on the invitation? No problem. Well then, have a nice day. Although I think Dahlia is a bit rude to me during our last conversation, I could tell that she's really looking forward to the wedding. For my brother's sake, I tried not to be upset or try to pick a fight with her until the wedding was over. Dahlia, I'm sorry for disturbing you. May I have a moment? What is it? It's a day before my wedding, so I'm very busy. Please make it quick. I'm sorry. I'll make it quick. The venue for the ceremony has been changed, right? That's correct. I checked with the new venue, but they said they haven't been notified of the change. Could you explain to me what's happening? The venue has been changed, but only for you. Huh? Sorry, I don't think I understand what you're trying to say. I've already made some arrangements, so I don't want any more changes. Where do you want me to go on your wedding day? I told you that we wanted to have a wonderful wedding and that we had carefully selected the guests. Yes, you told me that. Are you telling me that you don't want me to come? I'm glad that you understood at last. If possible, it would have been better if you didn't know about it until after the wedding. After a rigorous screening process, it seems that you were not selected. I'm sorry about that. It's my own brother's wedding. I believe that there's no such thing as screening process. It's not job hunting or lottery anyway. You are old, single, and a high school graduate, right? It's embarrassing to have such a person as a relative. I don't want to introduce you to any of my relatives or friends. That's why I didn't want you to attend. Please understand my feelings too. Even Henry said that it will be fine. Did Henry say that? Are you sure? He said he doesn't care if you will attend or not. He also said that I could do whatever I wanted because I'm the star of my wedding. So I did. Henry is a very kind man, isn't he? I can't believe it. The plan was to laugh at your tardiness and tell everyone that you overslept at your brother's wedding. I was planning to cut ties with you too. But now I don't care anymore. No matter where the venue is, I don't have a seat for you in the first place, so please don't come. It would be embarrassing if everyone saw you. I don't want to be in the group photo with a high school graduate like you. I see. Are you sure you don't want me to go? Yes, of course. There's no need for you to be there in the first place. You're just an incompetent high school graduate. By not having you come, my wedding will be perfect. Who knows that an elderly single woman who's jealous of my happiness may harm me? I don't want you to ruin my precious wedding. I'm even starting to get a headache by talking to a silly woman like you. Anyway, did you know that I'm the person who designed the wedding dress you're going to wear tomorrow? Huh? Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? My dress was designed by a famous New York brand, and it's really popular on Instagram right now. Are you out of your mind? Stop talking nonsense. Thank you for your compliment. It was a new dress from that famous brand. It's quite a deal for the price. My brother insisted on having a wedding even though he didn't have the money. I got permission to use the hotel and the dress for the promotion of a magazine, and also the video for promoting the new dress, but it's messed up now, so I don't care anymore. Are you serious? Are you telling me that single lonely woman with a high school diploma who keeps changing jobs is the designer of that wedding dress? I don't get it. You're just jealous of my marriage. That's why you've been creating your own imagination. That's impossible. It's true that I graduated from high school and got a job at an apparel company. But fortunately, it was a big company, so I saved up money while working, then studied hard, and got some recognition at the company. So I changed my job, and here I am today. Nowadays, you can advertise all over the world through social media, so even a newcomer like me can work as a designer. I guess it's all about talent, isn't it? Henry never told me about that. Please stop lying! That vain, stupid brother of mine just wanted to take all the credit. When he told his colleagues that he was getting married at that famous hotel, he said that it felt good to have them say how great it was. I was surprised at how childish his thinking was. I didn't know about that! I don't even know your profession! Also, I don't even know that you designed the dress. I don't know anything about those things, so it's not my fault! You're 29 years old, so you can't just say you didn't know or hear about it. That kind of common sense doesn't work. First of all, whether you knew or not, it doesn't change the fact that you tried to exclude me from the wedding. Me and all the staff of my company will not participate in your wedding. Not even the flowers designer, the makeup artist, the photographer? That will definitely ruin everything. Well, that's the way it's going to be. You can use the flowers anyway since I've made the arrangements, but you must pay for that at the regular rate. If we can't use any of the photos or videos from your wedding, there's no point in us helping you. It's not that expensive, just for the church ceremony and reception. I think it's about the same rate as the most luxurious hotel in town. I know it's a lot to ask for a marriage loan, but good luck anyway. I'll sue you for breach of contract. Go ahead. I saved all of your messages, including the one you sent me about the change of venue. I never signed any contract with you or my brother in the first place. I was doing all of that because I care for my brother. Oh no! I'm in trouble! I invited all of my friends and colleagues. They are coming to see how beautiful I am in my wedding dress. What am I supposed to do now? That's your own fault. I didn't do anything wrong. Why don't you discuss with my brother and solve the problem together? You're just as vain as he is. Since I'll be wearing a very popular wedding dress and have a fabulous makeup artist to get me prepared, I was bragging about those to my friends and relatives. I told everyone. I'm sure they are looking forward to it. I can't just rent the lame wedding dress from the hotel as a substitute. No accessories, no trinkets, no hair, no makeup, no nails. Just a normal, lonely bride. I hope you can find a cheap rental dress that you can rent right away tomorrow. Good luck for that. Oh, you know what? My brother doesn't have any money. He's the type of guy who spends all his money just to look good in front of others. We can take care of the money. We have invited a lot of friends and also relatives, so there's nothing to worry about. If it was an ordinary wedding, you could have made it work. You said you've always wanted to have a wedding and that it would be a once-in-a-lifetime event, so you added a lot of options. You know the average rate for a wedding at that famous hotel, don't you? I'm sure it's going to be extremely expensive. What? How am I going to pay for all of those? I don't know. It depends on how you and Henry deal with that. But to be honest, it's nearly impossible. When it comes to money, people are very serious. They won't lend money to others easily. Oh, I wonder if your parents would give us some amount of money to pay. I'm sure they could do something, right? Excuse me? Are you trying to ask my parents to just give their money to you and Henry? You are so brazen. Well, I'm their adorable daughter-in-law, and they are going to have a grandchild soon. If I tell them I need the money to give birth to a healthy baby, they'll give me, won't they? It's their first grandchild. I'm sure they're looking forward to it. What are you talking about? First grandchild? For your information, I have a child of my own. What? But you are single, right? How can you have a child? Please stop telling me a blatant lie. My husband passed away. What? No one told me about that. I don't have time for such jokes. You should complain to Henry. He's probably ashamed of having a widow as his older sister for whatever reason. Henry is my younger brother, and for me, he's cute in his own stupid way, but not anymore. I've had enough of him. I'm going to cut ties with him. Please don't do that! You should let me wear the dress. Also, give me some money. You have a lot of money, right? How dare you ask me for money? What a selfish and ungrateful woman you are. Anyway, I heard from one of our employees who did the fitting. It seems that you haven't gained any weight. That's because I went on a diet to fit into that dress. I'm not talking about diet. You're pregnant, aren't you? Is it possible that your belly hasn't grown at all in the past few months? I know there are some people who don't have a noticeable type of belly, but I wonder if it's possible for a pregnant woman to have a tightened abdomen muscles. That's because the baby is cooperating with me. Moms with a high sense of beauty like me don't have big bellies, you know. What a stupid thing to say. You don't have morning sickness. You went to a spa and sometimes have a bachelorette party with your friends where you drank alcohol. You are a very healthy pregnant woman, aren't you? If you're already pregnant when you met my family members, you must be 6 to 7 months pregnant now, right? That's impossible. I love Henry, and Henry loves me too. It was just a little imaginary baby to encourage Henry to propose, since I've been telling him that I want to get married before I turn 30. I didn't do anything wrong. We just need to have a baby after we get married, right? What's the problem? I heard that you and Henry have been dating less than a year. I thought it was a very speedy marriage. Is this some sort of a pregnancy scam? What a scary girl. What do you mean by scam? I told you that we are going to have a baby after we get married. Well, Henry will decide about that. Anyway, I'll let him know about this. Don't get divorced until you both pay off the marriage loan. I just quit my job! Oh, that's terrible. Okay then, Dahlia. I think you're a cute little sister-in-law. Wait! Give me back my best wedding! You ruined it yourself, didn't you? I can't do it anymore, even if you got down on your knees and apologized to me. Anyway, the wedding itself went ahead because if we canceled the wedding, we would have to pay 100% of the cancellation fee. Later, Dahlia showed me a picture she took with her cell phone. She was in a dress that didn't fit her size, and there was no changing dress available. The groom was in his own suit. Isn't that hilarious? The bride and groom were in a bad mood and had a big fight during the wedding. Moreover, the whole family found out that Dahlia lied about her pregnancy. It was a wedding full of highlights. The bride and groom must have had a rough time, but I'm sure the guests who were forced to attend such a wedding must have had a rough time as well. As for me, I asked my daughter, who is now in junior high school, to wear the new dress on behalf of Dahlia. Of course, I hid her face when I took her pictures. I was so busy with the preparation of promoting my new dress that I have no time to deal with my brother and his wife. Sorry, I'm completely late. I just got off the night shift, so I'm going home. Were you really at work? You've been working a lot of night shifts lately, haven't you? Aurora, are you having an affair or something? What? Don't say silly things. I'm really busy at work right now. I don't have time for an affair. Hey, Lucio, if you don't mind, I need a little help from you. I don't want to help a woman who's cheating behind her husband's back. Stop kidding me. I'm not having an affair. You know how we've been struggling with our business, don't you? There's no way I could have an affair since I'm so busy. I need to help the employees with their works. Anyway, I need your help too. We don't have enough people here. Just helping a little bit will be fine. Why should I help you? I don't want to do that. Are you telling me that you don't mind if our business fails? Your company will be in trouble too. I don't need you to tell me what to do. My company is doing just fine. No need to worry about that. Just give me an extra allowance, okay? No kidding. I just gave it to you the other day. Don't tell me that you've already spent it all. What on earth did you spend it on? It's none of your business. Why don't you just shut up and give me the money? I didn't know you were such a nag. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Let's get a divorce. What? What are you talking about all of a sudden? Divorce is not a word you can say in jest. That's enough. I'm not joking. I'm serious too. Just in time. Actually, I've been thinking about it ever since I was convinced you were cheating on me. Good thing I got the divorce papers ready. I'm well prepared, aren't I? I can't believe you just said that to me. Don't just go ahead and do whatever you want without even listening to what I have to say. It's an important thing for both of us. When are you going to talk to me when you're working night shifts all the time? I don't have time for that. We could have talked if you stayed home from work on your day off. You weren't home either. Why should I have to adjust to your rhythm of life? You're a cheater. How dare you say that? All I did was to take my job seriously. I didn't expect you to not have any intention to listen to what I have to say. All right then. I'll sign the divorce papers when I get home. Just leave them on the table. Got it. Hi, Aurora. Lucio, is that you? Long time no see. You must have felt a lot of remorse after I dumped you 5 years ago. I'll make a special effort to get back together with you. So bring me the marriage certificate right now. What's with you all of a sudden? I don't understand. I'm saying that we should get back together again. You have no right to refuse my offer. Let me ask my husband first. What? I got remarried. I don't want to hide things from my husband, so I'll talk to him. Don't lie to me. No man would marry a woman like you. I know that you've been so lonely since I left you, so you're living in a fantasy. I feel sorry for you. I'm partly responsible for that. Don't talk to me like that. I'm not delusional or anything. I got remarried to a guy who's on the management team at the same place I work. From your hotel? I think I've met him before. His name is Edward, right? I got his business card when we had a meeting in the past. Then you know that he's real, don't you? Will you leave me alone now? Your hotel is on the verge of bankruptcy, isn't it? The last time I saw it, it was in such shambles I couldn't help but laugh. That's terrible, isn't it? If he's an employee of such a hotel, he doesn't seem to be much of a man either. Don't make fun of the hotel and Edward. I won't forgive you. But it's true, isn't it? Dump that aimless man and remarry me while I'm still in a good mood. You'll be happier with me. Just call me when you're ready. Sorry to bother you at work, Edward. There's something I really need to talk to you about. Is now a good time? I'm free right now. What's wrong? Actually, I just got a call from my ex-husband. Is that the guy who dumped you because he suspected you were cheating on him when the hotel was in a difficult situation? Why did he call you? He told me to leave you and remarry him. It's a complete nonsense. Huh? That's the funniest joke I've heard lately. You don't have to take such a ridiculous request seriously. Yes, of course. Besides, I don't want to get involved with Lucio anymore. Glad to hear that. I'm worried about you. It was just too ridiculous. I actually wondered if I should report it to you or not. I still don't know what Lucio's true intention is, and I don't want to keep it from you, so I thought I'd just tell you. I'm sorry. I know you are busy with your job, and I'm just making you worry about me with this silly matter.
Don't be sorry. I'm always willing to listen to what you have to say, so feel free to share anything you want to share with me. I'm just trying to help you. We're a married couple, right? If you have any problems, not just this one, you can talk to me right away. You don't need to hesitate.
That's so kind of you, Edward. I don't know what I would have done to run the hotel without your help. I really appreciate your support from the bottom of my heart.
It's okay. I'm doing this because I want to. I'd be happier if you didn't hold back.
Yeah, thank you. I should probably get some rest so I can get ready for work tomorrow.
Please, do that. Good night.
Have you decided to leave your husband? I told you I'm not leaving him. Why should I leave him? You'd better get your act together. You're too slow, you know that? 3 years ago, you pushed me away without even listening to me. What do you want from me now? You took the liberty of doubting me when I had just taken over the hotel from my parents who had passed away in an accident and was busy studying management and working regular shifts. Now and then, you belittle me. Stop making fun of me, Lucio. Don't you dare sending me a message ever again. It's your fault for cheating on me in the past. I told you I didn't cheat on you. You're so persistent. I've had enough. Just listen to me. I'm not mad that you cheated on me. I'm so sweet to let bygones be bygones. Don't you think so? Well, if you had given me more allowance back then, I might have turned a blind eye to the fact that you cheated on me. If we got back together, give me more allowance than you did back then. Looks like you haven't changed in your spending habits at all. Are you planning to use me as your ATM? Isn't it obvious? You know exactly what I mean. I understood. I need to get ready too, so wait a minute. You've finally made up your mind. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Hey, Aurora, are you divorced yet? What on earth are you talking about? It's been less than a day since the last time we talked. You know what people say? The sooner the better. I mean, just get a divorce right away. How long are you gonna make me wait? Divorce papers should be accepted as soon as you file them. You did that 5 years ago, so you know that, don't you? Shut up. Just wait until I call you. What's with that tone of yours? You're too slow. Don't forget that I'm waiting for you. Why are you so obsessed with me? We're strangers now. What? Are you curious about that? Well, of course. You're being so persistent. If I tell you how I really feel, you'll never remarry me. I'll be ready no matter what you tell me. You can tell me the truth. Oh, really? Then I'll tell you the truth. It's not you that I want. It's your hotel. So let's just get remarried. What do you mean? Sell that shabby hotel and make a little extra money. It's the best you can do for me. You understand that? You've put me through so much trouble. This is the least you can do. I've worked so hard to rebuild this hotel that my parents have left for me. You know about that, don't you? How can you say that so easily? Silence. You know what I'm talking about. Just divorce Edward right away. I'll mail you the marriage certificate and divorce papers today. Why are you rushing me? I don't think there's anything to be in a hurry about. It's none of your business. Anyway, I can't wait any longer. Just hurry up. It's really about the money, isn't it? I can't think of anything else. What are you talking about? I don't know anything about money-related thing. I heard you're in debt and you're struggling to pay it. Did you do some investigation on me? I can't believe you did that. I talked to a mutual friend of ours and he told me everything. I also heard about some rumors related to you. Since we were divorced, you've been spending money like crazy, and you've created debts from several loan companies. You were wandering around proudly while saying that you're looking for someone who could pay off your debts. That's why you contacted me. What a ridiculous story.
What does it matter? It has nothing to do with this.
So, if I'm saying that I won't pay any of your debts, will you still remarry me?
What? A married couple should support each other. Are you saying that you're going to abandon me after we get remarried?
A spouse is not obligated to pay for your debt. Why didn't you do some research about that in advance?
I know that you never intended to remarry me from the start. You deceived me. This is a scam.
Don't get me wrong. If you look at our talk history, you'll see that I never said I was getting a divorce. I just said I was getting ready.
You mentioned something about being prepared. You mean you were preparing to remarry, but you were preparing to conduct some investigation about me?
Well, I guess that's what I meant.
Tomorrow is the day I need to pay my debt, and I'm short on money. Do something about it, please, Aurora.
You really are a self-centered guy who only thinks about yourself. I can't help you. 5 years ago, I was so confused and shocked. It's a good thing that we decided to get the divorce.
I can't believe that you took the liberty of looking into my private life. I don't need such a terrible woman like you anymore.
Fine then.
Hi, I'm Aurora's ex-husband Lucio. You're Edward, right? Huh? Where did you get this contact information? You gave me your business card when we met before. I found your account from the cell phone number written on it. I see. I don't remember when we met, but did I give you my business card? That's not important. Listen to me. I'm in a lot of financial trouble, and Aurora won't help me. She's heartless. You have to say something to her. Tell her to help her ex-husband. Are you out of your mind? My wife has told me many things about you. This time too, you brought this on yourself, didn't you? I heard that you created that debt on your own after the divorce. Why should Aurora help you? What a light-mouthed woman. I can't believe she told you that. Stop insulting my wife. Aurora is a kind and very honest woman. That doesn't matter now. If she can't, then you, who are now in a family relationship with her, must pay my debt. You must help me because we got married to the same woman. You really are insane. If you insist, I can hire you as a janitor in our hotel for your side job. You could use your paycheck to pay us back. If you discuss it with me, I'll consider paying you in advance. You want me to work even harder? That's enough. You're just an owner of that trashy hotel which is on the verge of going under. But you act all high and mighty. You are useless. So is Aurora. Why don't both of you just shut up and obey me? I've heard a lot about you from my wife. You're just a selfish and narrow-minded guy. What did you say? You talk so big. By the way you talk, you probably know nothing about the current state of our hotel. Don't make fun of me. I know more about that shabby hotel than you do. Shabby hotel, huh? Are you talking about the old hotel? When was the last time you saw the hotel? What do you mean? Don't keep saying things that don't make sense. We built the new wing a few months ago, and we've already started the business there. Thankfully, our guests have been using it without interruption. So your information about our hotel seems to be out of date. That can't be true. I've been making fun of the fact that it's like a shabby hotel for years. You mean
The hotel management is doing well now?
Since I joined the management team at my wife's request, we have made many improvements. We have attracted foreign tourists, collaborated with surrounding commercial facilities, and are now getting a lot of media coverage. We're also gaining popularity among young female visitors too.
Let me ask you, just because I'm curious. Does a janitor who works at your hotel earn a good salary? If so, I'll give it some thought.
If you are recognized for your work ethic and skills, even as a part-time worker, if you have a good track record, you can get a raise. Hopefully, you could be the manager of the cleaning department. That's not your concern anymore since you've turned down the offer.
I didn't know the hotel was in good shape. I thought it was still a shabby hotel. But when it comes to a well-managed hotel, it's a different story. You can hire me as a cleaner or whatever. You need to pay me a good salary, of course.
Geez, I can't believe that you changed your mind so quickly like that. It's amazing.
Isn't it? Hire me then.
I'm afraid I can't do that. I gave you a chance once, but you wasted it. Shame on you.
You're such a cruel man. You'd better prepare your resignation letter, Edward.
You again? My wife told me you're really persistent, and looks like she's right.
I've emailed my company to terminate your contract. I hope you go to hell with that stupid woman together.
Stupid woman? From my point of view, you are the stupid one. She was tired of being accused of something she didn't deserve in the past. How dare you, who had suspected her of an unjustifiable crime, say something like that? When I think of her back then, I still feel pain in my heart. Her suffering is all your fault. You must apologize properly to Aurora.
What are you blabbering about? She worked night shifts all the time. It's normal to suspect an affair, right? She didn't come back to me anyway.
Normally, the first thing you do in that kind of situation is to support her. You saw her working so hard to keep the hotel her parents left her from going bankrupt, and you really thought she was cheating on you? Is that what a husband would do to his wife?
If she was in real trouble, she would have relied on me.
She was asking for your support. Didn't she tell you to help her? You were the one who ignored her and then accused her for a crime she didn't even commit. That attitude of yours hurt her so badly. Do you know why she still can't rely on others? She trusted you, but because you pushed her away at that time, she's still afraid to rely on anyone even now. Don't you feel sorry for her?
Why are you desperately defending her? She cheated on me, remember?
Aurora's parents were my benefactors. I couldn't get a job, so they picked me up and trained me to become a good hotel worker. So Aurora is not only the person to whom I pledged my life, but also the daughter of my benefactors. Of course, I'm going to take good care of her. I told you about the janitorial service because I was willing to give you a chance, just like Aurora's parents did for me, but you wasted it.
You're such an annoying man. Stop blabbering nonsense.
I think I'm just wasting my time by having a conversation with you. I have work to do, so if you'll excuse me.
You won't be able to act like a big shot anymore soon. I bet you'll be in a panic when your contract is cancelled. Why am I being fired? That's crazy.
I knew it. You deserve that anyway.
You knew about this? Explain to me.
You don't know anything about your own company, do you? We request linen and other equipment from your company. But because of your outburst this time, Edward requested to cancel the contract with your company. In other words, your company lost most of its sales because of what you've done. Your company was the one who suffered from the termination of the contract. You were the one who started the whole thing. You should be fired to take responsibility for that.
That's not fair.
How dare you? You did the same thing, didn't you? I think it's not the right time to discuss about that. Instead, why don't you worry about your future? When I signed the contract with the new cleaning company, they said that your company has a bad reputation in the industry.
Seriously? You were the one who spread the rumor, right?
Huh? Don't be ridiculous. I'm not going to spend my energy on that.
Do something about it. I can't live like this. You should sign a contract with my company. Then maybe the company will hire me again. You're the only one I can rely on.
Like I said before, I've already signed a contract with the next contractor, so I can't help you.
Why won't you help me? We were married once, remember? Don't you care about me?
5 years ago, when I tried to talk to you about running the business, you cut me off saying it was none of your business. Have you forgotten about that? How can you think that the person you didn't reach out to would help you? I can't even forgive you for your outburst against the hotel that I inherited from my parents. Stay away from me and Edward from now on. I'll even ask a lawyer to write a written oath for you later.
No way. What am I supposed to do about the debt then?
How would I know? Why don't you just go on your way and get lost on the street with no food to eat?
Don't say that.
Seems that you don't remember what you said to me in the past. You must go through my lawyer if you want to talk to me from now on. Goodbye. I'm sorry for everything I've done, Edward. Even after I married you, I didn't want to show my weakness because I was so traumatized that my ex-husband left me. So I threw myself into my work for a long time, but it made me feel guilty again. I couldn't honestly rely on you. I'm sincerely sorry.
There's nothing to apologize for. I knew how you felt. That's why I waited for you. I believed that you could go through it.
Thank you. I believe in you even more.
You're not alone, Aurora. I'm sure your parents would be happier if you honestly relied on me. Let's continue to do our best together.
Yeah, sure. I won't just look into the past. I'll do my best to find happiness in the future too. The nightmarish upheaval caused by my ex-husband came to an end. After that, I heard that Lucio started job hunting to pay off the debt he had incurred by himself. However, his job interview did not go well because he kept bad-mouthing his previous job. I can only say that he got what he deserved. In the end, he ended up working day and night, doing both day and night shifts, which he had been avoiding for so long. I wonder how he feels now, working the night shift for the cause he once suspected me of cheating on him. I hope he will learn from his mistake. My husband and I have worked very hard to further develop the hotel and have succeeded in growing it to the point where it is now a recommended hotel for tourists visiting Florida. We have also increased the number of employees and trained the new joiners. By doing that, we now can spend more time together as a married couple.
Marian, long time no see. This is Paula. I'd like to talk to you for a minute. Do you have the time? Good evening, Paula. It's been a while. How are you? Well, I'm doing just fine. Can I get to the point? Yes, what is it? Well, I heard that your son Brian is going back to school next month. So it's finally happening. Yes, that's right. He'll only be in the morning for a while to get used to it. It will be a little while before he can go to school all day. We are all very relieved. Above all, Brian is looking forward to it the most. I'm really happy for him. I see. I heard he had an incurable disease and underwent surgeries several times.
I didn't expect it to take 5 years.
Yes, you're right. It was tough, but Brian really did his best.
But still, 5 years is a lot for a kid. Everyone has forgotten about him, you know that? If he's looking forward to it, he'll be disappointed, so you need to give him a reality check as soon as possible.
I recall that he only made it to the middle of the first grade. He didn't go to school that often. I don't think most of the other kids in his class remember him.
It can't be helped. All of them are elementary school students.
But I'm sure some of them still remember Brian. I believe that he will be able to enjoy going to school again.
I don't think so. His classmates won't remember him. It's been 5 years, and they have all grown up. I'm sure they look different from back then. He may be treated like a transfer student.
Well, that's probably true, but the kids were in the same class with him for the past 5 years. They came to visit Brian at the hospital. Some of them even sent us letters and cards. So I don't think that all of them have forgotten about him.
Huh? Is that so? I've never met them.
You never come to visit him at the hospital, Paula. No wonder you've never met them. All of them visited Brian at least once every 6 months or so. I don't think there's that much of a problem about the way they look. Most of the kids are really sweet. Brian was also put in a 6th grade class with a lot of kids who were in the same class as him during the 1st grade. I think he would be able to get along with them. I'm really grateful to the teachers for their support.
Are you trying to tell me that I'm not nice since I didn't visit Brian at the hospital even once? You can't force someone to pay a visit. You shouldn't insult me for that.
Please don't get me wrong. I didn't intend to insult you.
I don't think I can trust you. Well, a weak and fragile little boy like Brian won't be able to keep up with his classmates in playing games outside and so on. It's only a matter of time before he isolates himself in class.
Listen, Paula, it's true that my son was sick and spent most of his time in the hospital. But it's not right for you, his grandmother, to talk about him in such a discriminatory way.
Oops, my bad. I didn't mean it that way.
Are you sure about that? I think you're being a bit too harsh ever since we started our conversation.
But it's true that Brian can't keep up with the stamina of the other healthy kids, right? I don't think there's any place for him at school when he comes back.
Well, I think the physical aspect will be hard for a while. I'm going to take my time until he gets used to it. And I don't think there are any kids who would ostracize him just because of that. I've met almost all of his classmates, and I don't think there are any kids who would leave him out of the group.
You can't guarantee that anyway. Besides, it's hard for Brian to catch up for his study, isn't it? After all, his academic-related knowledge has stopped at the 1st grade level. It must be hard for him to keep up with the 6th grade subjects all of a sudden.
Oh, I'm not so worried about his academic level. Even when he is in the hospital, when he is feeling well, he was willing to study. He got all the necessary handouts from his teachers. We taught him what we could, and there are even kids who help him study while I'm visiting him. I'm really grateful for all the help Brian has received from his friends. I'll have to thank them again when Brian gets out of the hospital.
I see. I'm sure that you'll include me in the list of people you want to thank, won't you?
What? Why should I do that?
Because I'm Brian's grandmother. It's strange to thank a stranger but not a blood relative.
But you never come to visit Brian. It's been so long since the last time you contacted me. You didn't seem at all concerned about my son.
Shut up! Are you telling me that you're against me, your mother-in-law?
I didn't mean to.
Then you must thank me for my kindness. You got that? Hey, Marian, you're going on a trip when Brian gets out of the hospital, right?
Yes, that's right. He's been coping so hard at the hospital for so long, so when he gets out, I'm planning to take him wherever he wants to go. I've been thinking about it since a long time ago.
It's a trip to a place we can get to pretty soon, but... A place that's easy to get to? Yes, he had always wanted to go to the Disney World while he was in the hospital. I had never been there before. I thought we could go there since it was close by. So I'm thinking of taking him there as his reward. Oh, really? You're taking Brian to Disney World? But he only goes to school for half a day, right? It seems that he's just skipping school. I think you're being too lenient just because he's sick. No way. I wouldn't let him play all day. We'll go in the evening when we can see the parade and enjoy some rides that are not too strenuous. It's hard to buy some souvenirs in the park because of the crowds, so we'll just stick to the shops in the hotel. Stores in the hotel? Don't tell me you're staying at one of the official hotels. Yes, even though it's for Brian's health, I feel sorry for him if he could only enjoy 1 or 2 hours inside the park. If we stay at the official hotel, we can meet the characters there. We can enjoy our stay in the hotel without worries too. That's why. I think it's the best solution for our trip to the Disney World this time. Wow! Do you think such luxury is allowed? Luxury? Brian has put up with it for 5 years. I've consulted with the doctors and they've given me permission for that. I didn't say that. I'm saying it's extravagant to spend so much money just for leisure. Sick people should live modestly. I beg your pardon? That's up to us, isn't it? How we spend our time as a family. I don't think you can just tell us what to do. I am your husband's mother and your son's grandmother. We are family bonded by blood, so it's only natural that you listen to me. On the contrary, the only one who is not blood related is you, Marian. Yes, my husband and son may be related to you by blood, but you were against our marriage. You almost insulated us, and now you're calling us family? Anyway, if you have a child with an incurable disease, you'll get insurance money and benefits, won't you? That's partly our tax money, so you're just profiting from Brian's illness. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to stay at such a fancy hotel. What are you talking about? It's not like what you thought it was. That kind of money will disappear with the cost of treatment. I don't want Brian and my husband to be in any trouble after he gets out of the hospital. While taking care of Brian, I also worked part-time. I was still working hard while draining our savings for the medical treatments. You don't know anything about it. You don't have the right to tell me what to do since you know nothing about what our family has been through until today. Besides, it's not polite to ask about money and personal matters even between family members. Are you even aware of that? You just want to make yourself look good, don't you? It's not like that. I just want Brian to get better. I want him to go to school like what he wishes for. Going to Disney World is something I've been promising Brian since he was in the hospital. No matter what you say, we will definitely go. If you insist that much, then I have no choice. You're going there next weekend, right? I'll go with you too then. Wait a minute. Why would you do that? As a grandmother, I'm going to check on my grandson. You seem to be holding a grudge that I didn't go visit him. That's why I decided that I'm going to visit you, and you should be grateful for that. I'll call the hotel on behalf of you. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you on the day, okay? It's such a big deal that Brian is getting out of the hospital. I'll celebrate with you too. Are you kidding me? Please don't do that. It's extremely annoying. Don't be shy. Let's celebrate with a big party together as a family. Listen to me, Paula. Please don't do that without my permission. Jeez, we won't be able to pay for your stay. Hey there, Marian. Congratulations again that Brian has been dismissed from the hospital. Are you watching the parade now? Or are you enjoying some rides? I don't have the park ticket. I went ahead to the hotel where you guys are staying. I'm having dinner right now. The food is gorgeous and delicious. The atmosphere is great too, as I expected. There's going to be a character show too.
Good evening, Paula. Looks like you're having a great time.
Well, it's the official hotel. You must be crazy if you're not excited. No matter how old you get, this kind of place is always fun, isn't it? By the way, I'm surprised that you booked a suite. I didn't expect to get a suite. Let's celebrate together in a luxury suite today. Oh, yeah. I want to go to the park tomorrow, so buy me a ticket, okay? Oh, what a wonderful thing to be able to play with other people's money.
I'm in the hospital right now. Actually, Brian is still hospitalized.
Huh? What are you talking about? He should be dismissed from the hospital today, right? You told me about that the other day. What do you mean that he's still in the hospital?
It's the day after you contacted me, Brian suddenly got a fever. We had to postpone the celebration until next month.
But I mentioned your last name at the front desk and the receptionist let me in. So that means you didn't cancel the reservation, did you?
The day Brian got a fever, the hotel added one more person under my name. I got a call from them. That person hung up the phone without telling them her name, and they confirmed it with me. The hotel staff was confused. That's why I decided to give up the reservation.
Oh, well, so I guess I can enjoy myself tonight. I'd appreciate that. I don't have to worry about the sick grandson anymore. Staying inside a suite is fabulous. Well then, I'll have a nice drink with room service. I'm in the mood for a party.
Oh, and just to let you know, I'm not paying for any of your expenses. You will take care of everything.
What? What are you talking about? I didn't even tell the hotel my name. It was your reservation to begin with. Of course you're paying for everything, right? I mean, you paid in advance, right?
No, I didn't. We were planning to pay on the spot on the day of the event. I didn't pay anything at all in advance. I gave the hotel your name, also gave them your contact information. Please enjoy your stay.
What? No, I can't pay. I assumed you would pay for it. I only brought about $50.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but in the first place, I clearly said that I won't pay for you, but you still contacted the hotel. That's why I'm sure you can pay on your own.
I don't have that kind of money either. I can't believe it. I have no choice. I'm going to get out of this hotel. If I'm not staying here, I don't have to pay.
But you already started eating, right? Then you'll be charged for the meal. If you cancel on the same day, you'll be charged a cancellation fee.
Cancellation fee? By the way, how much does it cost?
I haven't checked, but isn't it 100%? I think it's the same for all hotels to cancel on the same day. If that's the case, I think it's best to pay the cancellation fee after staying at the hotel.
Well, to begin with, it's your fault for insulting me, Marian. So the payment for this hotel is your responsibility. Come to the hotel tomorrow to pay it.
I've never insulted you, Paula. It's true that you didn't come to visit Brian at the hospital. I had already given up on that, so I didn't want you to come. I'm sure Brian wouldn't be able to enjoy the park with an old lady he doesn't know sticking around us.
Excuse me? What do you mean by the old lady?
I'm talking about you. Since my husband and I got married, we've been almost completely insulated, and you've never even visited Brian often. You were mocking my son. How dare you call yourself grandmother after all these years? You called him a weak and sick boy? It's offensive, so please don't say that ever again. Me, my husband, and Brian have no intention of having anything to do with you in the future. And of course, we won't pay you, so you'll have to do it yourself. Oh no! Oh, and I've told your husband about this.
What? What did you tell him? If my husband finds out, he'll be furious with me.
I guess so. I don't think I'll have anything to do with you from now on. I'll block your line and bid you farewell.
What? Wait a minute. I don't have the money to pay. I really don't. How am I supposed to explain to my husband?
I don't know. If you don't have any money, you'll just have to ask your husband to lend some money to you. Well,
Have fun at the hotel. Goodbye. Wait! Marian! In the end, Paula paid for the hotel with her husband's credit card. She said her stay at the hotel was supposed to be a gift from me. Her husband was furious with her. He told her to work to pay back the money she spent at the hotel, so Paula decided to take a part-time job. Brian's dismissal from the hospital was delayed for about 2 weeks. Once he overcame his fever, he recovered well and was safely discharged from the hospital. We were able to go on a long-awaited trip to Disney World as a family. He is gradually getting used to his new class at school. He seems to enjoy studying and playing with his friends at school.
Two years ago, I remarried my current husband. My ex-husband thought it would be easy to have a child if we got married. And when I couldn't have a child even after a year, he called me an infertile woman. After that, he repeatedly cheated on me. I was secretly preparing for divorce, and when I was ready, I went to a lawyer. My ex-husband wanted to marry his girlfriend, and I wanted to divorce him as soon as possible, so we both agreed to get divorced, but... Kathleen. Oh, Ryan, it's been a while. What's up? What is that? What are you talking about? Facebook. Oh, what about it? I didn't know you were on Facebook. I just started, and then I found your account. What the hell is that? I said, what are you talking about? You had a baby? I mean, why didn't you tell me you got married? Why should I? We've been divorced for 3 years now. We're strangers. You should. We'd been together for years. Don't call us strangers. I don't care if you remarry or not. Ugh, right. That's what I didn't like about you. You always act like you have nothing to do with it. Seriously, I should have never married you. All the time we spent together, even a few years, was a waste. How dare you say that when you didn't care about me while we were married? You divorced and then quickly remarried. So why don't you just focus on your own family? No way. I saw on Facebook and it looks like you remarried within a year after the divorce. You were connected to your current husband before you got divorced, weren't you? Ha ha ha, I knew you'd say that. You're so simple. Huh? What's so simple? Don't think me as you, okay? You wanted to marry your girlfriend so badly that you waited all the time for me to divorce you, right? So you think I was doing the same thing, huh? You really are simple-minded or you lack imagination. That's not true. If the person who cheated asks to get divorced, there will be a big fight and it would be very difficult to get divorced, huh? That's why you waited until I couldn't take it anymore and wanted to divorce you no matter what. For 3 years. Oh yeah, whatever. Otherwise, who would like to stay married with an infertile woman for 3 years, having sex with her that I don't want to? You were an infertile woman, but I wanted kids, so I made a new girlfriend. But I still had sex with you twice a month, which I didn't want to because I thought we might have a baby. A sex that doesn't feel good, feel nothing. You're an infertile woman, plus a bitch who don't do anything during sex. You son of a bitch. That's how you felt? Wow. I mean, how can you say so many specific bad things about me after 3 years? You're wasting so much brain capacity on useless things. So the rest of it is so naive. Shut up. I married you because I wanted kids. You yourself are a good-looking, smart CPA and raised by a fine family. You met all the requirements to be the mother of my children, and guess what? We tried to make a kid, but you never seemed to be able to have one. Meanwhile, You get old and the eggs deteriorates. Oh, so that's why you had an affair with a young, beautiful, talented girl. Well, yeah, of course. I was seeing a bunch of girls just to find the best genes. Isn't that a natural male instinct? It sounds better if you say so, but I'm not sure if it's a rational human behavior. So what? It took time, but we were able to get divorced. You didn't ask for anything else. I was going to remarry immediately and have a child with my young wife. And yet, I have a child and you don't. I see. That's why you were in such a hurry to get in touch with me. I wondered why, but it makes sense now. I thought you were an infertile woman. You lied to me, didn't you? Huh? Why would I do that? I can't think of any other reason. It has to be it. We had sex twice a month for 3 years. Twice a week at the most. I made time in my busy schedule to have sex with you, even though you had no approach. It's funny how that infertile woman had a baby as soon as she got remarried. You were actually on birth control when you were with me, weren't you? You made fun of me. What's wrong with you? I heard there are contraceptives that women can use besides condom. You didn't want to have my baby, so you wore it secretly. You're too overthinking. No way. You would lie, of course. Or a contraceptive pill? You didn't want kids that badly? You know what? I did want to have kids too. That's why I never used contraceptive things or refused to have sex in the first place, right? I don't know. Maybe you just wanted to feel good. I've got the best technique in the world, you know. What's with that confidence? Don't worry, you're so bad at it. What? You were so bad at it that I had to endure it. It was more like a painful time than a pleasurable one. What do you mean? You say yourself as sadist and you force a woman to be masochist. But you're not aggressive enough. I don't get wet and it hurts. And you could only stand it for a few minutes. And it will finish in 15 minutes. How can I feel good? What? You're just insensitive. Don't blame it on me. The other girls don't say anything, and my wife, of course. I'm sorry to hear that. She can't tell you if she wants to. She's not like you, using Facebook, Instagram. She's not a bitch like you. She's more modest. Whatever. Then why did you start Facebook? You've always been too lazy to do it, and what are you up to now? Everyone around me were using it, so I thought I'd give it a try, nothing special. Is that so? You were using Tinder at that time. Just because you can't have any kids, aren't you doing the same thing all over again? You're already old. I'm amazed. Don't talk nonsense. It's none of your business. Huh? It's a big deal. Ryan, what does my occupation say on my Facebook? Huh? Smith, CPA firm. What's this? My current husband is also a CPA. That's why we started our own firm. So? I don't know if you're trying to show me off how much you make money, but I don't really care. I guess a woman like you, who's like a nerd and has no charm, is better suited to a man like that. Yeah, you're perfect for each other. Thank you very much, and your wife is coming over to my place for a part-time. What? What are you talking about? She doesn't have any qualifications. Why is she working for you? My current wife works for my ex-wife? Are you kidding me? I don't understand. I know it's hard to become a CPA, but she's taking the exam and trying to pass all subjects. She's great. She studies on her own. I think she's going to pass all the subjects this year. Huh? For what? I haven't heard a single thing from her. That's how little you see of her. It's exactly the same as when you were with me. To begin with, it's extravagant for a nearly 40-years-old man to take a 22-year-old college student as his wife and want to have kids with her. An old man who gets a college student involved in an affair. It's gross. Gross? It's natural that young women fall for guys who are in their 40s. Natural? You're trying to justify yourself in a way that I don't understand, and that's exactly what gross means. Don't say I'm gross. I'm hot. Don't make me laugh. She said you tricked her. I tricked her? She came all the way over to your ex-wife's place. She must have been really pissed off at me. She asked me to pay you back the property division and give you back the apartment. You told her that I stole all of your property division, and that I took your apartment? I guess that's what you had to say. You spent so much money on girls that your savings were empty. We had to share our savings after we get married, but you didn't share them at all. You were a man who was having an affair and playing around with other girls, and you said you didn't need to divide the property, and now you're saying I have to share the money I earned? No matter where you look in the world, no one will accept that. I mean, we were supposed to share the property, but you couldn't, so I had to use my savings. And you lied about the apartment that belonged to me, saying that it was yours and I stole it? It's the fact that you kicked me out. Yes. I worked hard for this house and I paid the entire mortgage with my own money. And you just came to my house and said, lucky me, I don't have to find for a house. You were lucky to be married by me when you were 30 years old and had no one else to be chosen, huh? If you had stayed like that, you would have been single, poor, and lonely for the rest of your life. You were a sellout and I took you in. You should be grateful. No, I could have married someone else even if you hadn't found me. I'm different from you. I was just prioritizing my career as a CPA. Don't talk big to me like a man who used something and could only get a college student who knew nothing by tricking her. That's why you're getting dumped by women again. Being dumped? You haven't noticed? Noticed what? She's been preparing for over a year. Huh? Preparing? I don't get it. There's no way I'm getting dumped. My wife is in love with me. You seriously haven't noticed? She's preparing to get divorced. What? Why would she think so? Well, if you're chasing girls on Facebook and Instagram, you wouldn't notice. You're not paying attention to her at all. Like I said before, she's trying to become a CPA, and she has been thinking about it since she was young. You have a good eye for women, but too bad. What's that? You're good looking until you get her, but after you get her, you become an asshole. And since you get a smart girl, she's not going to put up with your shit. She becomes an independent woman. In a way, you motivate people. Oh, but you're also a useless bug fucker. What? Watch out for your words, you infertile woman. I can dump that infertile woman who's only young and looks better than others. No money, no brains, bug fucker. Oh, no sperm? I do have them, like too much. Oh really? I thought you didn't because you have sex a lot but nothing happens. You can't keep letting them rot just because you have so many. If you're going to be so bossy, why don't you start by showing some results? You. On top of being a dickhead, you trick and cheat on people. And I heard you've been on a long business trip recently. She even told you about that? That big mouth. You can play as much as you want. She's also lucky to have a lot of time to prepare. Prepare? Prepare for what? Are you stupid? Did you hear me? To get divorced. Huh? With a CPA degree at that young age, getting a job is a piece of cake. She's from a good university, she's got excellent grades, and if she works hard, she can become a very profitable CPA. You're just a disappointing person. I feel sorry for you. She's going to make more money than you in no time. Also, it's only a matter of time before you get dumped. You really pissed me off. If you have time to be pissed off, be a smart person. Are you so stupid that you don't notice the changes in a wife you've been with for years? You can't be a parent for the rest of your life. Your kids won't choose you. Don't get carried away just because you could have kids. I can have a kid in no time. Don't get all condescending. I'm just telling you the truth. Why don't you worry about yourself instead? When are you coming home? Next week. Oh, maybe it's too late. What do you mean? The house might be empty. What? What do you mean by that? I think she's going to leave you. You know what? Huh? Don't underestimate women. What? We are stronger than a dickhead like you. Live in regret and spend the rest of your life alone. Well then. What do you mean? What did you say? Kathleen, hey. After that, Ryan came back from his business trip in a hurry and found out that the house was already empty. He found a letter regarding the divorce in the dining room. He called his wife immediately and shouted at her. But when she told him about the proof of his affair and deception and the lawyer I had prepared, he easily accepted the terms and signed the papers. 1 year later, she passed the CPA exam and now is working as a CPA at my firm. Ryan is still paying the property division in installments every month, and he is looking for a new wife. And he wants to marry someone in her early 20s. He still has to pay millions of dollars, but when will it end? Will he have a wife by his side by then? In the first place, has he forgotten that he had a fertility test? He would be a fool to be satisfied with what he had undergone without knowing the result. When will he realize that he really is sterile?
What a coincidence! I never thought I would bump into you. Let's have tea and chat next time.
Isabella, are you serious? I didn't want to see you. I don't even want to talk to you. So I'm not going to have tea or anything with you.
What? Why?
Why? Think about it. Have you forgotten what you did?
Hey, are you still holding on to the past? It was 3 years ago. You should forget it by this time.
It's not like I'm holding on to it. I just don't want to get involved with people who have no common sense.
If you're not holding on to it, why don't you just have a cup of tea with a colleague you haven't seen in a while? You're as uptight as ever, LOL.
If you're like that, you won't even find someone to remarry. It's none of your business. If you don't have anything important, may I go now?
Wait! I do have something. Don't you want to know about your ex-husband's current status?
I have no interest in my ex-husband. He's a stranger to me now.
Hey! You're curious, aren't you? Your ex-husband is now a section manager. What do you think? Aren't you jealous?
Oh, even that insane person can be promoted.
When he was with you, he was only a section chief, LOL. As soon as he married me, he got a promotion.
Oh.
I guess having a beautiful wife by his side motivates man to work hard. My salary went up, and we bought a small detached house.
Good for you. You seem to be living a very happy life.
Yes, my husband seems happy too. When he was with you, you guys were renting an apartment, right? LOL. A shabby apartment suits you, but a house is the best house for a proper couple. Detached house is nice. It's like my castle.
Nice.
Are you jealous? Do you feel like you made a mistake by breaking up with him?
No, not at all. Like I said before, I'm not even interested.
You're a sore loser, LOL. You wish you never got divorced.
Well, it's too late for that now.
Poor you, LMAO.
I'm not interested in a guy who cheats on his wife. When I found out about the affair with you, I lost interest in him.
I see. So you're happy with your life now? I'm very happy with my life, and I'm grateful for divorcing him. Thank you for cheating on me with him. You don't have to be a sore loser. It looks miserable, LOL. Being satisfied with being divorced? Wow, LOL. Divorced people who are over 30 years old have no choice but to give up on their life. I feel sorry for you guys, LOL. I don't think my life is any of your business. If you're happy, you don't have to brag about it to me. Yes, but I also feel guilty. You divorced before you became 30, so I was worried whether you could remarry in the future. That's why I texted you today. And it seems that you are having a pitiful life just as I predicted, LOL. I feel a little sorry for you. That's none of your business. It doesn't matter to you whether I get remarried or stay single. Laura, you won't be liked by guys if you don't act cute. You'll have to stay single and become old. And at the end, you'll faint inside your room where you live alone and no one will find you and you'll just... Oh my, it's terrifying by just thinking about it. I don't want that to happen to me. Hey, it's none of your business. Just look after your own happiness. I know, but even if something happens to you, please don't call my husband. That will never happen, so don't worry. Isabella is the former junior co-worker who stole my husband 3 years ago. When I saw her once in a while, I lost my words by seeing her insane attitude. But I am only staying here for 10 days, and I would never have to deal with her again after that, so I decided to be patient. But 3 days later, as soon as I got home to the condo where I stay for a short term, I got a message from her saying something I didn't understand. Hey, Laura, please answer the phone right now. Please explain what's going on. Isabella, what is it? What's wrong? I can't answer the phone right now. Laura, you just went inside that famous condo in front of Jay's station? I saw it with my own eyes. This is not right. Please, explain it to me properly. I did. So what? This is one of my houses, so there's nothing strange about it. Huh? One of your houses? Don't lie to me. That condo's rent is not what you can afford. I'm not renting this place. Huh? You bought it? Of course you won't be able to afford it. Well, I didn't buy it. Don't tell me. It's your boyfriend's place? There's no way you have a boyfriend or anything, LOL. It's not my boyfriend. It's my husband's condo. Huh? Husband? Laura, you remarried? Yes, 6 months ago. No way! Why didn't you tell me earlier? I mean, who is this remarried guy? I can't believe he can afford that condo. Is he a billionaire or an oil tycoon? Or maybe he won the lottery? None of them are true, LOL. My husband is the head of a company. In other words, a president. You're kidding, right? A president? And he must have a very profitable business if he can buy that condo. How can an ordinary person like you meet someone like that? Because I met him through work. I got divorced and decided to live alone. And I worked hard. My boss recognized my hard work. So he gave me this big project and then I met him. Still, how could you marry the president? His parents wouldn't allow it, would they? Marrying a divorced wife is like to make him lose face. Coincidentally, my husband's parents are also divorced and remarried. They were both betrayed by their first partners. They told me that they could trust someone who knows what it's like to be in pain. That's a lie. Now, you're just trying to look good. You better get out from there before the police come. This picture. Wait. Yes, it's a picture of our wedding. I'm living abroad right now, and I came back because I had to do something in this city. So this is the place for when I come back. So, you're saying you have another house? Abroad? That's right. I told you earlier that this is one of my houses. Why? That can't be! Why are you living such a happy life? That's not fair! What? No way! You have to survive too! Hey, Isabella, what's wrong all of a sudden? Because while I'm struggling, you're living a celebrity life overseas. I can't allow that. I don't understand why I went through all that trouble to steal him from you. Hey, what are you talking about? I will never forgive you. I'll destroy your happiness. I don't understand. Hey, Isabella? After this, there was no response from Isabella. When my husband came home from work, I showed him the conversation with her, and after he thought about it for a while, he made a phone call. A few days later, my husband told me that he had looked into her and my ex-husband's status. When I heard about their situation, I understood what she meant when she said she was struggling. I was almost done with my work in this city, and the day after tomorrow, I was planning to leave, but I received messages from her. Laura, I'm sorry for being so distraught the other day. I was a little jealous, since you seemed to be happy. I see. So, I have an announcement to make today. I thought it would be good for you, so that's why I texted you. An announcement? I have a bad feeling. Actually, a friend of mine told me she got a boyfriend with a picture. And I was so surprised when I saw the picture. A picture? This is your husband, isn't it? Your husband is cheating on you. Oh my. But still, you photoshopped so well. It looks very natural even if I zoom in. What? What are you saying? I didn't Photoshop. Actually, Thomas Baker did this, right? I know everything. Why? That can't be true. Thomas is an employee of my husband's company. And you're having an affair with him, right? I did my research, so I'm sure I'm right. You looked into me? Why would you do that? Because your previous messages were obviously strange. I was cautious since I thought you were up to something. I didn't think you'd try to trick me this easily. Are you that jealous of me? I am. You work perfectly, have a happy family, you take a good care of your coworkers, and everyone likes you. I was always being scolded at work, so we're totally different. I wasn't perfect from the beginning either. I put a lot of effort. There are some people who are successful and some people who can't do it, even if they try. I was one of them. I couldn't succeed at all. I was so frustrated. That's why I wanted to see you depressed. I wanted to push you to the bottom of your life. I wanted you to experience a little of what it feels like to be at the bottom, like me. Don't tell me you cheated on my ex-husband for that. That was my intention at first. When I saw how depressed you were, I was going to leave him right away. But then I reconsidered. I could live happily like you if I stay with your husband, even if I was having a hard life. Oh. But the reality was different. I worked part-time and saved money every day in order to buy a house. When we saved up for the deposit, his parents told me that they would pay the rest and live together. So that's what happened. Once we started living together, his mother took control of all the money, and my salary was also under her control. So I can't buy what I want. My life is worse than it had been before we got married. Oh my. My husband is having an affair with one of the girls at work. Why am I the only one who has to suffer? There are people like you who are blessed. And why am I the only one who's suffering? Isn't this unfair?
I can't answer.
When you were with him, did he tell you that his parents were planning to live together?
Well, no, he didn't.
Did she complain to you about money?
We were hardly in touch, so not really.
Why didn't he talk to you when he was with you? And why did he mention it when he's with me? Isn't it strange?
Well, don't ask me. So you got fed up and had an affair with Thomas?
I met him on an app. He was kind and listened to me, so I thought I could be happy with him.
Is that why you cheated?
I want a place where I can be at peace. I want to be free from stress.
But you chose this life, right? You stole my ex-husband from me and married him.
That's because I thought I could be like you. I didn't want to work anymore either.
You know, you and I are different. The same situation doesn't mean we both can be happy. It's no use taking something from someone else. If you want to be happy, you have to work on yourself.
You're right. I was wrong. I know it's too late though.
Either you get divorced and start your life over, or you can keep this life. It's up to you. But I don't think you should depend on others all the time. You have to develop the strength to live on your own. Since you were able to realize it's not too late. Life goes on. You can do it.
Laura, please help me. I don't want to live like this anymore. You said you've been working hard to be happy, right? Please tell me what to do.
No, you have to think by yourself. I can't do anything for you. I'm already old, you know.
Huh?
I have to live quietly, not to bother my ex-husband. I don't think it's worth depending on a woman who's not liked by guys and don't act cute.
That's not true. You're strong and cool and have femininity. You are a wonderful person. I respect you.
Oh, that's not what you said to me a week ago. I think it was something like, I'm going to have a lonely life.
I was just trying to look good.
Either way, I'm not going to help you. You cheated on me with my ex-husband. I don't feel that I want to help you. To be honest, I don't feel good talking to you like this.
No, please, help me. I sincerely apologize for everything I've done.
Oh, by the way, Thomas quit the company. He said he should never have gotten involved with you.
Is that true?
Also, my ex-husband's girlfriend's fiancé has found out about the affair. I wonder what he's going to do.
Oh no! Please, please help me! I'll do anything. I want to be happy too.
I don't want to. By the way, I'm going back to my house overseas in 2 days, so we'll never see each other again. I'll block you too. Goodbye.
Oh no!
I showed this conversation to my husband, and he laughed hard. Then we went back to our home overseas together. My husband found out that the fiancé was beaten up by my ex-husband, and in addition, the company found out that he was dating his girlfriend by using the company car, so they fired him. Isabella filed for divorce, but since they were both having an affair, she is having difficulty dividing the property. She has lost a lot of weight due to her stressful days. I returned home and immediately went to the hospital because I was not feeling well and found out I was pregnant. My husband is taking care of me and I am spending a very happy life.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!